What's up, guys? Me again. Thanks for checking back, man. This is part 4 of the Mercury build. This is the last piece of that 30-minute video I put together, clipped up into 4 pieces. Hope you've been following along. Check out part 1, 2, and 3. They should get you back up to date. We're going to be releasing a new video probably end of the week, which will get you up to date to real time of where I'm at on the car. I've got some new segments coming for you. I've got some new stuff coming. I'm going to really start weekly vlogging, weekly shop updates, and then I'm going to start doing some interviews and some other things as well. I've got a podcast coming up which is going to start, and I've got that new channel dropping first of the year, so I can't wait to show you guys that. So anyway, thanks for following along. I hope you've clicked the subscribe button. If you haven't, do it. Also click the little bell next to it because that'll let you know when I make my next video. Also, give me a thumbs up. It really helps out. I do appreciate everything. I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thanks for all the followers. Thank you to the No Small Creator Movement. Cody Warner, thanks for giving me the inspiration to get out here and get this stuff started. I really appreciate it. I've actually got a company started now because of this. So, thank you guys. I appreciate all the support, and just keep following along. Alright, so here's another little problem with this car being custom. They welded the removable quarter panel piece to the rocker panel, kind of like they welded the rocker panel to the frame and the front fender to the frame to make the body work, but we won't get into that. So I gotta cut this loose, and then we should be ready to attack this door. So let's get this done. Once again, proof that owning a welder doesn't make you a custom builder. Here's the remnants of last night's cutting. This is all the rear parts of the car that had to be removed in order to let these quarter panels move back to where they were supposed to be. All right. Look at that. All of that stuff is now gone. And we're down to still having rot in here. So we still have more material to remove just to get back to fresh material. A lot of this area is going to disappear and get reshaped into the new firewall. So I'm just going to start cutting like I did on the other side, level this all up with the hinge and start bracing this front corner. But check this out. This door was working pretty good before. Now it won't shut unless you really force it. So you can see how much the body was tweaked out of alignment to start with. Just by relieving that pressure, it's already starting to cause problems. So I still have to cut the back section out back here and take care of that, clean up underneath this pillar, and well, then I guess we're getting close to starting to put it back together on this side. Yeah, let's keep going. Okay, here's another problem. When they reinforced this, they tried to do the body drop right here. This is where they cut the extra material out. And they welded in a piece of 3/16 on the outside, and they welded in another piece of, well, it looks like 1/8. But you can see, it's not even attached to the other piece. It's just floating, and it has a tack weld here, and then some putty on it, and another tack weld right here, and then it's stitched in ugly here. The problem is, all this material underneath it has to go away because there's still rot. So I'm going to cut this section out and across here so that I can finally get a die grinder in here and cut these out with the cutting wheel. So next step on the way. Yeah, really. Well, you guys are going to see this firsthand. Look at this. So all that rod is covered up. There's little pieces of galvanized metal welded in here. A piece of 3/16. Alright, here's the bottom of the front hinge. I still got to cut all this other rusty material out, get back to this bracket here and the bottom of the hinge, and then what I'm going to do is bring a new piece of steel over and connect it to this chassis once I get everything squared up. That is what's going to prevent that from happening, because this bottom corner will be anchored in place. So I got to do the front corner first, then I've got to set the center pillar, then I can locate the rear of the car. Now here's the thing that we noticed. I said we again. It's me. Here's the thing I noticed. You see how this is sitting flat on the bottom of this pipe? When I started this car, I set this pipe level. That other side is now up almost 1/2 inch, which means that this has to come up 1/2 inch to match it. The other difference is back there, it's up over 3/4 and it's sitting flat over here. So these are all things that have to be adjusted in order to make this car square. It's going to take another couple hours just to get this side lined up, but it has to be done or else the car is never going to work right. So keep going.
Here's another problem. They welded this quarter panel onto the car the same way they did the front fenders. So they took a removable piece and made it not removable. It's amazing what people hide just to get rid of a car. Even this vehicle had some weird shapes coming off these teardrop French-in antennas. Come to find out it was because they cut the panel wrong and tried to fix it and then covered it up with Bondo to make it look good. So 1/4 inch of Bondo up there. This whole car is basically just a Bondo sled. The more I cut, the more I realize there's nothing here, and it's becoming a bigger and bigger project. The front end's just as bad. This whole section, you can see there was a inner section and an outer section that rotted away, and they welded a piece of metal over it and then covered everything in Bondo. But they didn't get rid of this seam. So just really half-ass work that makes a nightmare for somebody in the future that actually wants to do something with this car. Same thing here. They over-welded a piece of steel. This is actually a replacement panel that you can buy, but instead of cutting it out and fixing it correctly, they left all the rot underneath it, welded it over, and then coated it with a 1/2 inch of Bondo.